Okay, people, it's your boy, the host with the most, and I got another update, and it's concerning Jemele Hill continuing to have her podcast on Spotify. Now, judging on which side of the plexiglass window you are retrieving this information, there have been several outlets, several reports that Jemele Hill is going to be leaving Spotify. Now, word around the campfire is there's a dispute between Jemele Hill, her representatives, Spotify themselves. Now, allegedly, Jemele Hill went to Spotify asking and demanding once her contract is up to she wants upwards to $100 million. Okay. And Spotify rejected it. Now, she based this claim on Joe Rogan. And do anyone remember this song and dance when Joe Budden wanted to renegotiate with Spotify, and he looked at Joe Rogan's deal and said, "Hey, if Joe Rogan is getting this much money and this much attention, then I too should get this much money and this much attention." So we all know how that went down. Joe Budden left Spotify and went independent, formed the Joe Budden Network. A lot of people thought it was stupid. A lot of people thought that he should have took the safe money, the safe choice, and just simply renegotiate with Spotify. And that pretty much destroyed the relationship between Joe Budden and Rory and Mal, because Rory and Mal was like everyone else out there, just take the safe money. Stop betting on yourself. Well, a few years later, Joe Budden is doing quite well without Spotify. And now it's Jemele Hill's turn to see whether or not she wants to go fully independent or remain with Spotify. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that dislike Jemele Hill, that dislike Jemele Hill takes. Me personally, I thought Jemele Hill was great on ESPN. I thought that Jemele Hill should have continued to move up the ladder and move up the rankings at ESPN. But Jemele Hill, towards the end, got very controversial, got very political on the ESPN grand stage. And we all know Disney owns ESPN, and they don't really have a high tolerance of people shoving down their opinions about politics and things of that nature. They just want to keep it simple, keep it fancy. And that's why Jemele Hill no longer works over there at the Worldwide Leader of Sports. Since then, she has been bouncing around. She once had a show with I forgot the other female that worked at ESPN, and that show premiered on Vice, and that show got canceled. And if you look at Vice, seems like Vice is going to be sold to the highest bidder, or no, excuse me, Vice is going to shut down. Excuse me, but anywho, Jemele Hill still had her audio, and she still has her YouTube channel on called Jemele Hill. But her real baby is unbartered, her Spotify deal, and she says a lot of things on that podcast that I don't necessarily agree on, but nevertheless, it's Jemele Hill's takes. But yeah, I think she was playing wolf and playing who's going to, playing chicken with Spotify. And Spotify is saying, okay, then if you feel like what we're giving you ain't good enough for you, then, you can move on and pursue your other, whatever you want to do. Now, there's also, I read an article, and Jemele Hill explained the dynamics between her and Spotify. She's not going anywhere. She's going to continue the good work and the good effort over there at Spotify. But no one really is confirming nor denying that she wanted $100+ million contract. Jemele Hill really didn't go into details about that part of the story. But a lot of people are saying, yes, Jemele Hill did ask for a new deal, $100+ million. Spotify politely turned that down. And, Jemele Hill's got egg on her face. Okay. Hey, look, at the end of the day, you have to look at how important and how valuable you are. But you also got to look at what other people think about you, how valuable that other people think about you. And if this is true, Spotify is basically saying it's been real and it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. We like you, Jemele Hill, but we don't like you that much. We don't like you for 100 million, 400 M's. So, judging on which side of the plexiglass window you want to retrieve this information. Some folks are saying Jemele Hill isn't leaving. Jemele Hill herself says she's not leaving. Really, Spotify hasn't even talked about it. And who knows? This could all be hearsay, but the story is concrete. Jemele Hill's not even confirming nor denying the story. And, Spotify, we all know how Spotify operates. They don't even go to the media and talk about what transpired in their confines. But yeah, that's what's going on with Jemele Hill news. I know there's a lot of people out there that's laughing and just laughing at and booing at Jemele Hill. A lot of people thought that I hated Jemele Hill. I don't dislike Jemele Hill. I just dislike some of Jemele Hill's takes. And she, at the end of her tenure at ESPN, she just got way too political. And there's two things. If you're a content provider, there are two things that a content creator, excuse me, two things you don't go to. You don't go to politics. You don't talk about politics, and you definitely don't talk about religion. And Jemele Hill is Jemele Hill. She's going to speak her mind and say her piece. That's why she labeled her podcast Unbothered. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, the host with the most that do not brag or boast. And I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. Get familiar with all the other links in my description. Subscribe and enjoy. You will not be disappointed. I will see you guys on the flip side of things. Deuces.